Gibson guitars, Rally Investments. Year in, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's see how they're doing. Baxter Clement here.
Jonathan Robinson.
Casino Guitars, once again coming at you, talking investments. Don't follow us for
things I know so much about. It's great.
Okay, so don't follow us for financial advice. It's a horrible idea. Unless
Never.
It's about high-end Nike footwear. That's our jam. Okay, so Rally and Gibson partnered about 11 months ago to sell some shares of guitars. Normal, right? Now, Rally does this all over the place. They sell shares of, vintage cars, houses, toys, artwork, everything. But now they've entered the foray of Gibson high-end guitars. Gibson does this with 3 guitars.
Yep.
The Slash, the Tony Iommi, and what's the other one, Derek?
Oh,
Santana.
The Santana. It's why is that the one I always forget?
I don't know. Because he's such a PRS man now.
Okay, that's it. It's weird when he switched to the purse. So the idea here is that you, as a Gibson fanboy or fangal, can buy these guitars. Wink, wink. Not really. You buy shares in this guitar, and you can own it. Not really. Wink, wink. Rally still owns it. You own a part of it, like a stock, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the thing about, what's weird about guitars is you don't get to ever touch it, smell it, play it, strum it, anything with it. It sits. Apparently, Gibson said it was going to sit. I spit everywhere when I said that. It's going to sit in the Gibson vault. I'm not sure if that's still the case.
I mean, I'd want to be able to go there and hey, I want to see my guitar, and I want to be able to go in and see it. Maybe not touch. I understand not letting everybody put their grubby little hands on it, but
I mean, I get why you can't though, because I own shares in Disney, I guess. And I can't just go to Disney for free. Listen, no, I'm an owner.
That's true.
Let me in. I want the fast pass.
I'm just saying, if you just wanted to see, if you want to make an appointment to see it.
So
I guess maybe it depends on how many shares.
So let's break down before we get into the ups and downs of the actual what's happened with this. Why would Gibson do this first off? What's your gut? You got any thoughts on it?
I'm gonna say it's because they like money. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't think Gibson's making that much money from this. Maybe
probably not.
I feel like Gibson did it for a PR push.
Just a publicity thing.
Yeah, for just shits and giggles. It's something fun, different to do. Those guys in the ivory towers get bored every once in a while making guitars.
But I think maybe, and I could be totally wrong. If you're gonna have a vault like that for a company, I mean, obviously Gibson has money, but if you're gonna have a vault and you're gonna have those guitars sitting there that are obviously worth a ton, maybe that's a way to justify, hey, we just keep these in our vault.
Okay, let's talk about that now, because now Gibson and Rally decided on what these guitars were worth. Normally there's a market that decides on the value of the guitars. Like if we have vintage guitars, we were just at the Asheville Guitar Show, and we were seeing we were laughing at how everything's gotten outrageously expensive in some ways for vintage. But Gibson and Rally just decided, well, these guitars are worth X. What were the numbers that we launched at, Derek? Do you have those up in there?
Yeah, so Gibson, the Tony Iommi, the initial market cap for that was $65,000.
Okay.
So they sold $65,000 worth of shares.
Okay, and let's pause there for a minute. So the Greenie just sold from the custom shop for $50K.
Yes.
And you get to take that home.
Yes.
And have it.
Yeah.
And you can sell. I think I saw one sell for $85K on Reverb.
Good. Sell?
Yes.
Good Lord.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, that would be fact checking, which I'm not going to do right now. but no, it's so there's that. But I guess the exclusivity of this being just the one proto is why they're valuing it at that at first. So $65K market cap.
So each share was $10.
Okay.
Okay.
How much do you think the share is worth now, Baxter?
I mean, let's say it started, so $10 a share. I'd say it's going to have to dip a little bit. So as a bet man, I'd say the IPO, the initial public offering of the stock, I would guess it went from 10 to 8 pretty quickly, and then maybe 8 to 5, then it had to bounce back up, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say we're doing good if it's worth 5 now. That's my guess.
It's worth $2.30. That would be a 77% drop in value.
Seems like I don't know much about this investing stuff, but
I mean, I guess it's kind of like buying a guitar and trying to sell it to a guitar shop, right?
no. No, it's not like that at all.
You don't take a 77% drop in your value.
Maybe you do, but you played that
guitar. The god darn guitar.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because when you buy a guitar and you take it home, it immediately drops in value. Maybe it's the same thing.
But this has been a year.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. So a guitar like this should not drop that way unless.
Maybe they count it as a used guitar now.
I was gonna say,
That's all we're-
it's been owned. Yeah, no, I don't think you can conflate those things at all. But
Well, I was going to say that the price, and give me the other guitars. Do you have those?
Okay, what do you think of this, the Slash double neck?
did you start at 10 as
that
well?
one
What was
there
the market cap?
65,000.
Again, okay.
Okay.
Shares were a little bit lower. They were $5 a share to buy
Okay.
in.
Okay.
So 13,000
Well,
were the number of shares available.
well, so I'm going to go for my learnedness of what we just talked about and the value loss on the last. So I'm going to say over half. So it's going to be less than $5 a share. So I'm going to probably go down. I mean, so it's less than $2.50 a share. Let's go down to like $1.80.
Well, see, I could imagine the Slash having more value.
I would hope so.
I'm going to guess those are still worth $2.
What do you got?
Wrong.
It's like Family Feud.
$1.75.
I was close.
65% drop.
So I'm not losing as much on the Slash.
Just over half your money on Slash.
What about
Jeez.
Sir Carlos?
All right, so Carlos Santana.
Was it
All
65
right,
to begin?
It was a Gibson SG.
This is probably a
sign.
smooth one right here.
All right,
Smooth drop.
so that one, guess what the initial market cap was on this one? This was the highest.
75.
No,
$75,000.
wait for the Carlos Santana.
SG. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
So
that makes
this
sense,
one-
I guess.
This
Yeah.
one came
It's
out
a unicorn.
in May 2021.
Okay.
All right.
We're $10 shares or $5?
$5 shares, so there's 15,000.
Good Lord. Okay.
I mean, let's go with $1.50.
I'm gonna go way down. $1.15.
Oh Jesus!
$1.15.
Both wrong. $2.55. It's only lost half its value.
Only half.
Santana's
It's
the
a
winner.
steal.
So
Wow.
if you're a Santana fan, you have been revitalized right now. You've only lost half of your assets. Your winner. So what have we learned, kids?
Better to put your money in a barrel out back and burn it.
I think it's better to actually invest in the stock market usually.
Well, I don't know.
I've lost in the stock market. Or if you're in this guitar thing, just buy a freaking guitar.
I mean, hey, maybe you should just find some really fancy banks and put your money in there.
well, what could go wrong with a bank?
Nothing.
I was
Safe,
explaining this to my
secure.
kids on their walk to school this morning. They're like, "Hey, Dad, what does the bank do with your money?" I'm like, "Well, it's supposed to keep it safe from the bank robbers, but sometimes the bank is the bank robber." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And I explained the whole process. When the bank takes your money and invests it, tries to make more money, and then sometimes they invest it poorly. I would say this whole rally fiasco has been a thumbs down.
I mean, again, if you just like the novelty of saying, hey, I own part of the Slash double neck. Hey, I own part of the Gibson prototype for the Santana SG. Hey, I own
I guess
the Tony. That's all well and good. I just hope that no one like it's not being really pushed as an actual legit investment.
I'm using it to save for my kids' college. That's my plan.
That's fine.
My kids aren't smart. They're not going to college.
That's
So it's a
fine.
good investment. I'm
Totally
half down.
fine.
It's like buying moon rocks.
And I wonder, I would still like to know from someone who has done this, like how easy it is to get your money back. Like if you just want to
There's
cash
got to
in.
be people willing to buy the shares.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in the way Rally's set up, you go back and watch our old video, it was really complicated in the process to actually purchase shares and selling of them. It's not an open market like the stock
Right.
exchange. You can't just sell it when you want. There's only certain times. You have to be qualified in to buy or something. It's ridiculous. I feel like they should be ashamed of it. Like this is just taking advantage of fanboys.
Well, yeah.
Like, and Gibson should not do this. Rally should not exist in doing these things, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, Rally should totally like
I
this.
just think, I mean, maybe they should. Maybe they make money for some people in these.
I
rare
mean,
things,
I don't
but-
know. If you read on their little website, it's like, oh, we make these things into a company so that you can own part of them, which I think is
And they say they're all stored at the Raleigh location, so they're
Okay.
not even at the Gibson garage.
Well, I'm hoping they
Okay.
weren't, because now that Gibson's launched the vintage selling of their guitars, I'd be worried they'd sell this by accident too. And
that'd be hilarious.
oh god,
Yeah.
so we've done that before. Not really, but it sounds like something we would do because we're special.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if you are an investor in one of these guitars, let us know your experience with it so far and how the process was, with dealing with Rally. We're curious about it.
Like, what do you get? Do
Shoot
you
us
get a
an
little
email.
certificate? Or is it all digital? I would love to know. And again, if you did it just because it's cool, the same way you would become a Scottish lord, have a square foot of land in Scotland.
I mean,
that's cool. That's fine.
And this was years ago when Fender announced they were going to go do an IPO and go public. I was first on board. I was super excited about it. It failed and didn't happen. But I was darn tooting because I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
If Gibson did too, I'd probably want to buy in some and have some shares of Gibson, even though you're buying it high.
Right.
It's going to dip a little bit unless it's just some gangbuster that just shoots through the roof. But I'm a big Fender fanboy. I'm a Gibson fanboy too. I know. You can call me an idiot. But
and I feel like the fanboys who probably bought into this were Gibson, but they were either Slash or Santana or Iommi fanboys. You know what I mean?
Gibson. I think it's just fun. It's
a
a novelty thing.
It's a novelty thing. Yeah.
It's kind of like going to Vegas, I guess. But you don't get to smell the stinky smell of desperation and sadness.
Yeah, like it's fine to go to Vegas and blow money, but every now and then it's the person who thinks they're going to go and like spend money and make all this money. Nah, probably not. I mean, I'm sure it happens.
My friend Patrick, when we were in Vegas that one time, and he proceeded to lose $1,500. This is back when we were young and poor, and he lost $1,500 like immediately, because for betting progressive negative on the spinning wheel thing, roulette. And then we went back, got some oysters, and I'm gonna win it back. He lost $2,500 immediately. It was freaking hilarious. He was so sad. Nothing but a bunch of fuels and bad things to make him feel alcohol to make him feel better though for that evening. That was the only way out of it. So maybe that's what you do in your rally investments, sir. I don't know. I just think the whole thing's ridiculous. Let us know your thoughts on it. We've had fun. We got to be interviewed by the Wall Street Journal on this back in the day, and we thought that was hilarious. And the guy was super cool.
Yeah.
I was like, take that, real finance people. Casino Guitars made it to the Wall Street Journal.
The leading voice.
Again, thank you. Well, I was actually no, I'm not done yet, because we were talking about Moody's the other day too, and like Moody's is like, I mean, they rated, what was the bank that just failed? They had a great rating the other day.
Yeah.
The Silicon Valley.
And we had another bank that just failed. GC just got trashed by Moody's. So maybe GC is going to go gangbusters. Maybe Moody's doesn't know what they're talking about anymore.
Turns out Moody's is irrelevant.
Or maybe Moody's
past their day.
I know. Well, just the fact that, I mean, it's funny. This whole like the financial world's funny enough. So like guitar companies, let's stay out of it. Let's just build great guitars. Check your QC. Build some more Slash stuff. We don't have enough of those. Jared James Nichols Epiphones, best thing out there. Fender, keep doing what you're doing, sort of. And that's it. Now we can say bye, right?
Sure.
That's it. Thanks for joining us.
Or we can start selling guitars on Rally.
Peace be with you. We're going to sell all our guitars on Rally now. That'd be awesome.
We'd let you see them, though. You come visit them.
Sorry.
Yeah, never mind.